All right, if you want to be able to be more persuasive in your communication or better engage an audience or just be more effective in selling a product or an idea, I think there's one skill that's really key and will help a lot in those areas, and that's the ability to tell a good story. So to be able to be a good storyteller. And humans are really hardwired to respond to stories, and I guess if you think about the opposite of that, it's why so many people are so disengaged with like school and university, because a lot of the time in those settings, it's all focused on the what, so the facts and the figures. So this is how you do maths, this is how you do physics, whatever the case may be, and there's no like why or story behind what's being taught, and that just makes a lot of people switch off. And there's an author, Simon Sinek, who did a good TEDx talk, and he was basically talking about people buy why you do something, not what you're doing. And to give an example of that, there's the brand Thank You. So they originally started off as like a bottled water company, and it was like a charitable endeavor. So the whole idea was you buy this bottle of water, and a certain percentage of the profits would go towards like clean water projects in poor countries. And there's a million different bottled water brands, and there's also a million different charities who are all doing good work. But one of the reasons I believe this company was able to stand out so much is because the founder was such a good storyteller. He was able to sort of communicate the message in a way that he made the consumer feel like if they bought a bottle of Thank You water, they were actively part of making the world a better place. And he was able to communicate that really well. And I think that's one of the reasons why that company took off in such a big way. And it doesn't just have to be like charities as well. There's a energy bar company, Cliff Bars, and sort of the idea behind it, it's like a healthy energy bar. And again, obviously there's a million different brands of bars and companies in that space, but one of the reasons, again, why I think he was able to stand out was because of the story behind the brand. It was, he'd go hiking in the Sierra Nevada mountains with his father, and it was sort of their chance to bond together, and they'd go on these big day-long hikes, and he'd always struggle to carry enough food because it was either too bulky or he'd end up eating just these unhealthy processed bars. And so that was a problem for him, and the way he solved that was to make his own healthy energy bars that he could take and feel good about eating, and he named them after his father, Clifford. So that's how Cliff Bars was born. And the story behind that, it's like a good story, and I think that's one of the reasons why that brand was able to stand out. So it really does come down to that, the why behind the what. So if you're ever like trying to communicate any idea or sell any product, it's always going to be about that why rather than what the specific product or idea is. So just something to keep in mind. And like, I definitely don't see myself as an expert storyteller or anything. It's something I'm really trying to work on because I do see the value in being a good storyteller. But yeah, if anyone has any like tips on how to tell good stories or anything like that, just feel free to leave a comment below because I'd be really interested to hear. But yeah, I hope that helps a bit, and we'll speak soon.